Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another video. On today's video, guys, we're going to be looking at some of the words from Dani Olmo's agent, in which he gives some insight to what his closest entourage, his family, his friends, and Dani Olmo himself is feeling at this moment with the whole registration issue going on. Then, as well, we're going to be talking about Hansi Flick, because Hansi Flick, he did speak in the press conference ahead of tomorrow's match against Barbastro in the Copa del Rey. And, we're going to be talking about his words. And lastly, once again, we're going to be giving the latest in regards to the registration issues in regards to Dani Olmo and Victor. But, guys, before I get started on the video, make sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms. Everything is posted down below in the description. Go over there and check me out. That way you guys to stay up to date with everything that I do on the channel. But, guys, let's get straight into the video. All right, guys, let's get straight into the video and let's look at some of the words from Andy Bara, which is his agent in regards to this whole registration situation. He starts out by saying, "It's a stressful situation for Dani as it would be for any other player, but he's a great player and person. He's trying to be calm. Of course, Dani is a winner and he loves to play the games, not to watch them." And I completely agree. Any other player, you know, who is in this situation would obviously feel nervous, anxious, because you don't know what your future is going to look like, especially for these next 6 months. Are you going to play or you're not going to play? But Andy does continue, and he says, "We are not negotiating with any club. Barcelona, no, Dani is a Barcelona player, and he wants to be a Barcelona player. He has made a big effort in his life to be at Barcelona. It was his desire for a long time. Barcelona is the first and last option. Dani, his father, family, me, we're not thinking about any other options." And that's absolutely fantastic right there. Both his agent and Dani Olmo, basically have confirmed that even if the worst case scenario were to happen and Dani Olmo was not going to be able to play for these next 6 months until the summer, Dani Olmo would still remain at Barcelona. And I have to give huge respect to him for, that attitude, because it's so easy to just say, "Hey, you know what, Barcelona, you've made a mess of my signing. Let me just jump ship. Let me move to a different club. Let me, be paid the same salary that I was going to be paid at Barcelona. And additionally, the salary from the club I would join, maybe he joins, I don't know, Man City or something like that. Let's just say, just out of the blue, he would earn both the salary that he would have earned at Barcelona and at Man City. But no, he decides to stay at Barcelona. And he continues yet again. And it says, "Of course, the best players are when players are free, but the emotions don't matter. We have never made any career decision for money. Dani plays football as he loves the game. He made a massive effort to be at Barcelona. I'm also happy to have Dani at Barcelona. He's one of the best players in the world at one of the biggest clubs in the world." He says, "Yes, it's true. Bayern offered bigger money. The marketing side was bigger too. But we gave our word to Leipzig and to Oliver Mintzlaff. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. They showed their project, and we decided to go to Leipzig at that point. It's about the sports project. Money is not everything in life and in football." So it's interesting to see right here. Maybe Dani Olmo could have gone to Bayern Munich much sooner, and imagine the impact that he would have made at Bayern Munich before he would have gone to Leipzig. But thankfully he went to Leipzig, and then from there he came to Barcelona. And he continues, he says, "We respect the president Laporta and Deco. They made a big effort to bring in Dani last summer. We like their project. It's a big one for the future, one of the best in the world in the next years. We fully believe Barcelona will win all the titles in the future, like they did during the Messi era. The player, the family, me, we all wanted Dani to be at Barcelona." And throughout this, interview, throughout this quotes, he is continuing to reiterate Dani Olmo's intention and desire to remain at Barcelona. And it just calms any of the nerves from the Barcelona fan base, in which we thought, hey, what is going to happen with Dani Olmo? Is he going to leave? No, even if he is not going to be registered and he would unfortunately miss these next 6 months of football, he would still remain at Barcelona. That's fantastic, fantastic news. And Andy continues, and there's only 2 quotes left. He says, to be honest, I feel calm. It could feel strange, but I believe in the president, Laporta, Deco, and I feel they would find a solution for Dani. It's a massive club. And Bara continues. He says, I believe that Barcelona will finalize everything and make it happen. La Liga should help them instead of these reports of Dani not being available for the national team. But I'm sure he will be at Barca for many years. He's happy at the club, and Dani has a desire to be there. And those were the words from his agent, in which, as I said, he reiterates his desire to remain at the club. And there's absolutely no chance of Dani Olmo joining any other club. And Dani Olmo, he wants to be here and he wants to succeed. And talking about that whole Dani Olmo situation, before we look at the words from Hansi Flick. Right now, the latest updates in regards to the whole situation is that Barcelona, they have received the confirmation payments, the remaining 28 million euros from the VIP sale to those investors from Dubai, meeting the La Liga requirements and everything like that. And they are now under the 1-to-1 rule. But the issue still remains that both of these players were unregistered, and in order for them to play again, they would have to be registered. And as we talked about it in yesterday's video, the article under the Spanish Federation, it does not allow, Article 130, it doesn't allow a player to be registered twice under the same team. And because of that, Barcelona, they're hoping that, due to those unforeseen circumstances, being the holidays and everything like that, they will have, the legal means to re-register these players, go through the courts basically to have both of these players registered. La Liga, they have given the okay, as they've received the guarantees, they've received the payments for everything like that. This is all reported by RAC 1, but that issue, that article 130, saying that a player can be registered twice, that is what is going to be the problem. And we're gonna have to see how this whole thing is resolved, and I will be making sure to keep you guys updated in regards to that. And hopefully these players are to be registered, and we are able to count on them for the rest of the season, because the latest game that just happened in La Liga was Real Madrid beating Valencia 2-1. Jude Bellingham grabbing a late winner. And guys, I saw that. Oh my God. I saw the winner for Real Madrid, and it's unbelievable the amount of luck that they had. And even, what infuriates me more is that Valencia, they were winning in that match, and Vinny Jr. was sent off, rightfully so. He basically puts his hand on the Valencia goalkeeper and basically throws him into the ground. You can't be doing that. You saw Sergio Roberto actually make, sort of a similar action in one of the Clásicos multiple years ago. I believe it was in 2018, and he was suspended for 4 matches. So anything under 4 matches for Vinny Jr., who was sent with a straight red card, would be absurd, and that was a small little tangent that I went off. And Vinny Jr. being suspended would mean that he would miss the Spanish Super Cup, and he would not be able to be involved. But watch, Vinny Jr. be handed, like a 1 or 2 game suspension. It would be absolutely unbelievable and shameful from La Liga. And we know this. It's Real Madrid's league. It's absolutely Florentino Perez's league to toy with. But that is the latest in regards to Dani Olmo. And now I want to be looking at Hansi Flick's words, in which he did give his thoughts about the match against Barbastro, and he did face the media, and they were asking questions in regards to Dani Olmo and Víctor. And this is something that I did not like. I did not want Hansi Flick to be, the first person to face the media and to answer all these questions, because that should not be the job of Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick, his sole focus should be on the team. How do we get them, to the best level? How do we, get Barcelona winning on the pitch? Anything outside of the pitch, that should be the job of Joan Laporta, his board, or Deco. All of that should be their focus. Joan Laporta should be answering all these questions in regards to Dani Olmo and Víctor, not Hansi Flick. This is not what I wanted. And we're going to be talking about his quotes. He starts off by saying, We have started training, encouraging the team from the first moment. We have to be well concentrated, showing how well we can play. He talks about Olmo and Paul Victor. He says, I don't want to talk about this issue. It's not my job. My job is to realign the team. I have spoken with the president. I trust the club, the people who have been involved. And I absolutely love this response. Do not give, quotes or your opinion in regards to this whole issue. Simple. It's not your job to answer that. Let the president talk about it. Flick talks about the uncertainty of the whole situation. He says, I wasn't happy with the situation. The players aren't. We have to play. Everyone has to do their job. And it's completely understandable why Hansi Flick, why the players aren't. And even, when Barcelona, they were training, you did see Dani Olmo upset. And basically, the whole mood around the training sessions be anxious, and the players even had to go and give Dani Olmo an arm around and say, hey, everything is going to be fine. But even then, we don't know. We honestly don't know how the whole situation is going to end. And Hansi Flick, he now talks about Eric Garcia, who we did talk about in yesterday's video, who has interest from Girona. And he says, I don't think so, but I don't know what will happen. He is a very good player. He is very interesting, intelligent, and very professional. We are not thinking about his departure at the moment, but could his departure, happen in the January transfer window? We will see. And Flick talks about Szczesny, who is likely to start in tomorrow's match. He says he is training very well. The decision has not been made. It will be made tomorrow. We will see. And as in regards to that starting position, let's hope that Szczesny starts in goal, because, I am very, very excited to see him. Hansi Flick now talks about Barcelona. And he says, I can repeat it once again. From the first second when I arrived at Barca, I fell completely in love with the club, the city, the people, everything. Now I can also talk about the staff, the coaches. We really enjoy ourselves. Of course, things have to be done well with the club, and in my case, with the players. You could see it today. Two, they always enjoy themselves and have a good time. They love to compete. There is a very good atmosphere in our team. That's why we love working here. And now he talks about Olmo and the whole, repercussions yet again. It says, I don't think it will affect the future. The only thing I can say is that the situation is not easy. They are optimistic. They want to play for the club. There are two good players. I am also optimistic. We will see what the decisions are made, and then I will think about them. I have spoken to both of them. And obviously the repercussions of, for the future is that Barcelona, we're going to be a laughing stock, because, a club of this stature should not be, scrambling like this for basically registering a marquee player. And even Paul Victor, even though he's not a huge signing, we shouldn't have to be running around to try to be doing the absolute basic minimum, which is registering the players. We should not be doing that. And of course, what does that bode for future signings? Would you want to join a club that your registration is up in the air? You don't know. You absolutely don't know. And you saw that in Nico Williams. Nico Williams, he did not sign for the club because he did not have guarantees that he would be registered. And he was right in that case. Hansi Flick yet again talks about Olmo and Paul Victor, and he says they are ready to play. From what I have seen, their training has been good. If they can play, then they will. And that's in regards to the sporting side and the fitness side. They are ready to play if they are able to. Flick, his last call is in regards to Christensen. He says he's doing very well. He has improved, but is a bit too early to play against Barbastro. We will see if Saudi Arabia. We will have to wait. In regards to Saudi Arabia, that means the Supercopa España. Christensen, he could be back in that, but we're going to have to see, if he is fit. And most likely the starting lineup for tomorrow's match, guys, I have it right here. It's most likely going to be Szczesny in goal. In the defense, it's going to be Kunde, Eric Garcia, Ronald Araujo back yet again. That's absolutely fantastic to see the Uruguayan. And in that left back position, it's going to be Gerard Martin. In the midfield, De Jong, Fermin Lopez, and Gavi. I absolutely love that midfield. And we're going to have to see if Frankie De Jong, he can basically have a good performance in that match and what is going to be a relatively easy opponent. And up top, we're going to see Pablo Torre, Lewandowski, and Rafinha, Lamine Yamal training with the team, but not ready yet to basically start, and is going to be arrested for that match. Dani Olmo, obviously, we don't know his whole situation, but it's a strong lineup. It's a strong lineup from the team. I expect that team to beat Barbastro, and I will be having a watch along for that match and as well as a match reaction. Hopefully, we come out of that match with good and positive sensations. But let me know your guys' thoughts on everything discussed on today's video. Do you guys think that Barcelona will be able to register Dani Olmo and Víctor? What are your words and thoughts in regards to Dani Olmo's agent? His desire to stay at the club, and lastly, the words from Hansi Flick. But guys, thank you guys all for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out, guys.